This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Coming up this morning on Sunrise, you will not believe what happened to a Portland woman's stolen car. Whoever stole it sold it to a dealership. Then it was sold again to someone in Hawaii.
Which I thought was bizarre because it's a stolen vehicle.
The legal loophole that seems to have made it easier for the thief to profit.
Also, Time Magazine saying that the Willamette Valley is one of the best places in the world to visit. Coming up, we'll have more on how it made the cut.
And of course, it is also a St. Patrick's Day Friday, so we celebrate the occasion here in the Sunrise Show with a couple of different looks this morning. On the right side of your screen, the party happening this hour in Dublin, Ireland. How about that? St. Patty's Day well underway there at this point. Next door on the left, we've got Kel's Irish Pub in downtown Portland. They can party for many hours there, but they're not partying quite yet. They're just going to do a little ramp up for us this morning on the Sunrise Show. The party there does kick off later today at 11 o'clock. And Christine, Brenda, Rodney, I thought I would go with the glasses for this St. Patty's Day Friday edition of Sunrise. Oh, yeah. Now I can see you better. Things are looking good in the studio this morning.
You are very festive, and you have
I have
green
little
earrings.
Mm-hmm.
You and
I thought about it, then I went, honestly, ain't that big a deal to me.
That's so funny.
You can borrow my glasses if you want it.
I have a stockpile underneath the desk, by the way, of green stuff. I brought it.
Weatherman, do some weathering.
So clearly now.
Very nice. All right. I was going to switch this out to green, but then I thought my main job today is to celebrate the sun and the warmth, so I stuck with the yellow. The map is green behind me. We have temperatures this morning, still cold in spots. There's Hillsborough 32. From downtown Portland over to the gorge, there's just enough of an east wind, generally to about 10 miles per hour. That's holding temperatures at 40 or better. Then you get down away from the gorge. There's Salem at 33, 31 out in Sheridan. Overall, not as cold as 24 hours ago. 53 at noon. Yesterday, 61. Today, 62. That's your forecast.
That is brilliant. Thank you, Rod. Okay, we are starting off this morning with a story that'll have you asking, how did that even happen? A woman was shocked to learn that her stolen car was sold twice. First to a Portland used car dealership and then to somebody in Hawaii. KGW's Daisy Caballero has the details.
My car fell through the cracks, even though I notified everybody I possibly could have to help stop this from happening.
Lauren Murdoch is one of 9,000 Portlanders that had their car stolen back in 2021. But her story has an incredibly odd twist. Her car was stolen, sold to a Portland dealership, and was bought and shipped to someone in Hawaii.
Which I thought was bizarre because it's a stolen vehicle.
Murdoch's car was stolen in Clackamas on November 15th with her car's title inside. She called her insurance, police, and the Oregon DMV. Her plates and VIN number were then registered as stolen in the Oregon DMV database.
Once I decided to close my claim about a year later, I called the DMV to see what I would need to recover my title. And the woman at the DMV on the phone said, "Oh, your car looks like it's in dealer stock at Blue Line Auto."
According to DMV records, Blue Line Auto Group in East Portland registered Murdoch's car in their dealership stock with the DMV on November 29th, just 2 weeks after it was stolen.
It's truly unbelievable.
Dustin Van Duzer has nearly 30 years of dealership experience. He's the owner of Blue Line Auto Group and says he had absolutely no idea the Subaru he sold to someone in Hawaii was stolen, as Oregon car dealerships aren't required to run a VIN check when buying a car. According to Oregon DMV, theft data is not available to dealerships or customers. Only the state and law enforcement have access.
And so for all these years, I was assuming that when we enter a VIN number, that it would be flagged if there was something up with the car somehow.
Oregon DMV says it only runs a car's VIN number to check if it's stolen when someone is transferring a car title in someone else's name. And Murdoch has reached out to 6 Oregon lawmakers to change that, in hopes of sparing someone else the experience she had to go through.
So I've reached out to all Oregon legislators, senators, and representatives to see if we can get some kind of legislation requiring the DMV to do a VIN check when a car enters a dealer stock, at least a used car.
She's urging other drivers to not leave their titles in their cars and buy a GPS tracker device for their vehicle if possible. Lisa Caballero, KGW News.
The state of Washington ranks third in the nation for the number of car thefts last year. That's according to the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
We have Devin Haskins covering this story for us this morning. Devin, there are a few different angles to tackle here, including a new bill that lawmakers hope would prevent some of these car thefts if it passes.
Yeah, Drew, that's right. Senate Bill 5672 would dedicate 2% of the existing premium tax revenue to fight car thefts. If it's signed into law, it would put around $7 million into the auto theft prevention account. That bill, already passing the Senate, is now being heard in the House. Lawmakers hope it'll deter other crimes as well. The National Insurance Crime Bureau says that spiking car thefts will also cost drivers more money. Washington saw a 31% increase from 2021 in car thefts, and the NICB says car thefts are costing all of us more money in insurance.
They're all contributing to higher insurance premiums because it's costing insurers more to repair and replace vehicles that are stolen or damaged. And the rates of those thefts are going up. We'd like to get those under control, and it starts with getting auto theft under control.
All right, so here are some tips to reduce the chances of your car being stolen. Don't leave your car running. Keep valuables out of sight. Lock up every time. Park in well-lit areas. And you can always use an anti-theft device like a wheel lock. And if your car is stolen, report it right away. So if you're wondering where Oregon ranked in that top 10 list, Oregon did not even make the top 10 list of states that saw the most cars stolen. Brenda?
All good advice, Devin. Thank you. A bill in the Oregon legislature to increase the use of reusable food containers is now heading to the House. Senate Bill 545 would create new rules allowing restaurants to fill containers that customers bring in. It also encourages reusable food containers in grocery stores. The bill is trying to close what's known as Oregon's plastic recovery gap. The goal is to recycle or recover 25% of the plastic waste in landfills. But state officials say that number is only 14% right now. The bill passed the Senate with bipartisan support.
And we are live this morning at the Portland Expo Center for the 67th annual Portland Roadster Show. It is one of the oldest car shows in the country, and it's been shut down since the pandemic began a few years back. It is now back for the first time, which is very exciting for a lot of car aficionados. 100% a volunteer event. The details are coming up, but before we get to those details, oh shoot, that silver car that we almost saw, that we saw Chad behind the camera panning to, was $1 million. I'm sure we'll get another chance to take a look at it.
What?
$1 million, I know. Back here live. We're going back because we're in the process of panning. That car that you see right there on your screen, a pretty old one, and a pretty expensive one too, because yeah, $1 million right there. Byron, thank you for coming back to the live shot. Now let's get back to the details. It is happening today through Sunday. The time's right there on your screen. Tickets are $20, kids 12 and under free. More info at portlandroadstershow.com. $1 million.
$1 million. Wow. Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I didn't see it well enough. Can I see that again? $1 million car, you say?
Drew O'Carney is ready for St. Patty's Day. Yeah.
Should we kick it over to Rodney McHill?
Yes. You know, yesterday we stood here and we said, we haven't hit 60 since November 4th. Today I stand here and I tell you, we haven't hit 60 since yesterday. Here's our look at our satellite picture. We have more warmth coming today, more warmth coming tomorrow afternoon. You can see a cloud band offshore, and actually we're going to start feeding off some of that cloudiness, especially at the coast, a little bit later today. But there's no rain in the forecast. So let me set your weekend up. Beautiful sunshine to start, increasing clouds this afternoon, especially at the coast. I think this will be pretty high, thin stuff by the time it gets in the valley. This is this afternoon at 3:30. There's no rain with any of it. That passes. We wake up to some sunshine, kind of a partly cloudy Saturday. Again, another dry, pretty warm day. And then Sunday's the day that it really all comes crashing down. Here we are, 8 o'clock Sunday morning. Futurecast shows some rain along the coast, starting to come up from the south. Here we are in the afternoon. This may not be steady, but certainly the morning hours Sunday have a shower chance, while the rain picks up, and Sunday has the potential in the afternoon to be fairly wet. We're thinking less than 1/4 of an inch, though, in terms of total rainfall, maybe less than 0.2 of an inch of rain. Shower chances will be continuing on Monday. Of course, Monday afternoon, we kick off our new spring season. Right now, we're mainly clear. Good visibility out there. 42 is the current temperature out at the airport. Here are the other numbers. A little bit of an east wind on the east side, and by a little bit, I mean to like 10 miles per hour, but that's holding temps in the 40s. You get away from the gorge, Scappoose, Hillsboro at 32 degrees. Down in Salem, you folks have been right around freezing. Yeah, right now 33 is your current temperature. Bend 27, Burn 16. So here we go with a lovely Friday. We'll call it the luck of the Irish, if you will. Mid to upper 50s at the coast with the increase in cloud cover this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies overall here in the Inland Valley. Salem 62. Pretty much everybody did make it to at least 60 yesterday. The highest numbers in the valley were 63. Today 62 Battleground, 62 degrees in Vancouver. We'll go 62 Portland, 64 tomorrow. The showers mainly picking up into PM rain in the afternoon hours, and then some rain in the forecast through next week with temperatures back down. Not really cold, but certainly cooler than what we're enjoying right now. Mr. Carney, sir.
Yes, Mr. Hill, you've got that 7-day forecast behind you. Meanwhile, I had the Irish Festival at Kel's Pub in downtown Portland behind me. That's right, coming up next here on Sunrise, we're going to take you out to Kel's. I believe that's the owner of the joint, Jared McAleese, pouring that Guinness, or maybe it's one of Kel's own. I think it is. Kel's brews some beer nowadays, you know, and they also still throw a heck of a party on St. Paddy's Day. The party preview next, right after this.